Welcome to Game Devs Play Games, where we play games about game design, and today we are playing the much-anticipated Curious Expedition, because if you're an avid follower of the show, you might have seen our previous Curious Expedition playthrough, and you might be wondering, where is Harry Poppins? So who are we going to play as? And my favorite is Charles Darwin.
I did not mean to do that.
Well, I guess we're playing as Darwin.
All right.
Word is that you have a good chance of seeing your likeness on the statue. However, I'm afraid to tell you that you are not the only candidate. You and your rivals have 6 expeditions to prove who is the most famous explorer within our club.
They're going to be watching this and be like, all right, let's see how good Intangible is. And immediately I misclick on the wrong hero. Like, not even, can't even select a person correctly.
The point of the game is that we're going to these foreign continents and we're exploring the lands to find riches and other cool stuff and become the most famous person in history ever. And everything that Nathan just skipped over was basically our first quest, which is to, deliver someone to a town?
We've got to, I think it was go find his wife at a town.
Okay, so
we've got to go to a village, essentially. Usually you want to go to the question marks, right? Because that's where you're going to find the interesting things. We know that we have to go to the village.
You also might as well mount your donkey. Because you have the storage space.
Kapow.
I think it only cuts his storage in half? Something like that. But I'm going to go ahead and hit this so I can get a lot of, I think this will probably be better. So basically how this works is each terrain has a movement cost, and it's your sanity, right? So like you kind of go a little crazy if you're not maintaining your crew.
If you have heard if you know much about, the expeditions like Lewis and Clark and all the terrible things that they went through and how they've lost their minds after a while, that's basically what it's inspired off of.
Mm-hmm.
Hitting a hill early on is really useful, as you can see, because you'll gain a lot of sight into the areas around you.
Yeah, the only downside is that you also got a lot of water, which isn't the worst thing, but...
Yeah, meh. Let's see, also to pay attention to our compass, so...
I honestly...
Wow, it's very clear as to where we need to go.
So in our earlier playthroughs, Harry Poppins and I, or Nick, I guess is probably the less weird way of referring to him, we never used the compass because it's so unreliable for the most part, and you never know if there's a magnetic mountain that's going to just throw everything in whack.
That's totally fair.
Which doesn't really happen in the earlier continents, so I guess it's pretty safe early on, but...
You can also pick up things that make it more reliable.
That's true.
As I observed the tribe, I noticed one woman was somewhat out of place. She was the wife I had had been tasked to escort back to London. Without further ado, she happily joined our trek, and we began to show us around the village. Sweet.
A young couple asked me to settle an argument for them. They were inclined to know which gender was superior. And Nick, of course, always says women are superior. Like, hands down, unquestionably. Oh, and all the women in your party are like, what the hell, dude? Which, I mean, is totally fair.
Ooh.
We entered an unusual-looking hut. The place smelled of old, dank wood with all sorts of dried herbs and other particular things hanging from the walls. The native shaman approached us with wide-eyed stares. He chewed on some leaves, which are definitely coca leaves.
Definitely. Very slowly, the shaman got out a bag made of animal hide and presented his wares. You want to know what this does?
The metal cube is so weird.
I don't know what it does.
This was something that Nick and I dwelled on in our earlier playthroughs. We were like, what is it? And
it's a shiny magnetic material. Sorry, go on.
But it's otherworldly, though, is the thing.
So, but if there's a magnetic mountain nearby...
Do you think it counters it?
I don't know.
Maybe. I know that H.P. Lovecraft starts with it, though, which is super weird.
Ooh.
And we found out what it did after one playthrough, and I've totally forgotten since then, because it was so long ago. The one tome that I will always take is the Tome of Water Drain, because you never know when you're going to get cut off by a body of water.
Water Drain?
That one, right there.
Gotcha. So I've never really played with the tomes too much. I know that they can be a big deal, but I'm not really sure, because like a lot of them are like Tome of Fire. You can create fire. Why would you want to do that?
If you want to burn down a forest.
But why would you want to do that?
So that you don't have to trudge through the jungle.
But what about the one that just creates a black hole?
That's probably only really useful if you're being hunted by all of the natives. And you're just like, you know what? Screw all of you. Here's this black hole. I'm just going to go straight to the pyramid and hope that the rest of the world isn't destroyed when I get home. I don't know about you, but I pretty much always level up my soldiers first. But since you tend to play pacifist...
Well, it's fine. I mean, we're not this time. I have a shotgun.
That's fair.
We're not going to be keeping her, though.
Don't level her up. But shamans are awesome because they can heal your characters. And that's the most useful ability in this entire game, in my opinion. But they're so hard to find.
Whiskey expert it is.
Oh, yeah, because he's the Scottish soldier.
All right, so butterflies here, and then we'll travel this way all in one go. Shakapow.
I find dynamite in those so often.
I don't usually use them. I try to actually be nice to the natives.
The dynamite isn't bad to the natives. You just, there it is, dynamite.
I mean, when you blow up their stuff, it is.
You just blow up mountains. It's fine. We arrived at the majestic structure, seemingly a holy shrine to the inhabitants of the region. Its stone walls were covered with ornate, thank you, engravings. A circle of dried up blood had been drawn around the whole structure as a warning for anybody that dared to enter. A thick layer of sand seemed to surround the structure. So that's our hint what's going to happen when we loot the place.
Everything turns into a desert.
And there's some crazy, horrifying things that can happen out of this.
We arrived at what seemed to be the treasure chamber. If this place held any riches, I knew we would find them. We found a stone altar that was covered in ancient writings. And this is, I mean, it's dangerous to do this, but this is why you go on expeditions, because this right here, 70 fame, that's what you're here for.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to take everything, because I'm going to take everything. This was not a day for hesitation. That was exactly what we came for. See, I told you. We took whatever we could and proceeded outside as the plant life behind us began to wither and die. A drastic climate shift ravaged this region, and we were responsible.
Well, if only you had kept that water.
Go. Outrace. Oh, no.
Actually, that wasn't so bad. You should probably drink some of that whiskey, though.
Kapow.
And now you have an alcoholic.
We brought back this wife, and now she's sexist and an alcoholic. You're welcome,
We've done a great thing this day. I say we take it because there's not a ton left to explore in this area.
Yeah, not a whole lot happens. Your first one should be kind of probably about getting as much money and maybe getting a little boost on fame. The second one, I feel, is where it's all about fame.
The Pyramid of Gold was our goal, but for the claiming? I don't know.
After such an endeavor, euphoria overcame me. I knew that the name Charles Darwin would go down in the annals of world history. Don't look back! So I like the speed bonus idea, because sometimes I really rely on that speed bonus to get through this. It's pretty cool that you can see the map at the end. I mean, doesn't do a whole lot, but
it lets you know where you messed up.
It's true. Increase the radius of dynamite explosions, increase sanity when resting in nature. Okay, and receive an additional attack die.
That's so good.
Yeah, but
extra dice.
So is Fresh Air Fanatic.
I don't know, man, because
I rely on those outdoor places sometimes.
But sometimes they just don't show up. I almost always choose the thing that will benefit me every single continent.
All right.
But you're the one playing this, so you could also choose the dynamite perk since you have dynamite.
It's true.
I've never actually chosen that one, but I wonder how much it increases your radius. Because you just blow up one mountain, but if you choose that, what if you blow up everything surrounding you?
That would be insane.
That'd be awesome.
I think I'm just gonna go with
the poop icon?
I'm gonna go with the poop icon.
It's kind of poopy.
Yeah, fresh air.
Ooh, that speed mechanic too of being the first one to get to the pyramid. I think it's super important for this because it keeps this sense of you're competing with these other people present throughout the entire game.
Absolutely.
Rather than in between each campaign or each continent.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna sell these first 3 diamonds because their fame, it's not worth much fame, but it's worth a lot of funds. And so bam, bam, and then this last one I'm gonna keep. And the reason I'm gonna keep that is I'm just gonna put it on a boat, and then for my next expedition, I will sell it. Because why would I want 120 funds now if I'm not gonna use it all, and then potentially screw myself over?
Well, what you could do though is you could sell it now, buy a couple bottles of whiskey, and you could improve your mule.
True.
Which is something new that I don't know when they added it in the alpha, but improving your animals is awesome.
That's a good point. Okay. I guess. All right. I'll go with your thing. Obtain reward. Plus 70 funds. Wow.
So much money. And that is why you do accept those missions.
Yes.
Look at that. You got the instrument one, just like you said you usually get.
We'll see what we have. Whiskey.
Stock that up, man. Especially with the Scottish Soldier, this is like the best thing you could get. If you,
whiskey.
I don't know if you know this, but if you make your crew alcoholics, every time you give them whiskey, you get increased loyalty.
But if you don't feed them
their loyalty
goes down.
It's so good.
And if you drink whiskey, then eventually they will all be alcoholics anyway. So it works out.
They become dependent on you, which is super horrible.
And awesome. Climbing gear is super awesome for getting up those hills.
Yes. Welcome back to Game Yeah. Caught you unawares.
I just want to point out that he is riding the donkey. They haven't even ported yet. That's amazing.
You told him to sit on the donkey, and by God, he is listening
This
to you.
is my donkey. All right.
Not only is dynamite a very useful thing to trade, you can use it in combat. And you do group damage. You do 6 damage to all of the enemies. You do 2 damage to yourself, like to all of your guys. But in a pinch, man, that is so worth it.
That is very worth it. We're just gonna bring one. So how's this look? It's kind of a lot. I feel like I should maybe throw this back.
Well, the little feather means that it doesn't consume inventory space.
Oh, okay, good to know. We entered an old campsite. There was debris of what seemed to be a failed expedition that must have been here long ago. What little remains was rotten. All the bones we found had been cracked open, and it seemed sucked dry of their marrow. Let's search the area.
These are always fun to explore, too, because you get a lot of fun
said
stuff.
that we found something of value here. We spread out and searched the area. We were delighted to see that one of the corpses still had valuable equipment.
And a treasure map.
And remember that map, or that, shovel I didn't get?
You might still find a shovel. If we bump into a trader, they will almost undoubtedly have a shovel.
Oh, great. Attractive wildlife. Interstone Circle. I love them. They're so cool.
We came across a stone foundation that was obviously man-made. There were inscriptions etched into each rock. Perhaps they formed a sort of map. So we basically use these to reveal like all of the certain types of things on the map. The downside is we immediately lose standing with the natives because this is like we should not be touching.
Fair enough. That's another benefit of having somebody who starts with high standing.
Oh,
and I'm just selling this other character. It's because I really enjoyed the expedition I had with them. It was so freeing. Let's see, I have one more.
Is that a raptor already?
Yeah, they definitely increased the
chance of dinosaurs,
which is strange because before you used to only be able to find dinosaurs if you went to the portals to get to another world.
The portals are prehistoric lands.
Yeah, so now you can just find raptors everywhere.
It is a little weird, right?
Immediately breaking that wall of what's real or not.
Yeah, it's a little disappointing, but at the same time, like, it's kind of got the Jurassic Park vibe to it, right? Where, like, Jurassic Park, there's just a bunch of dinosaurs on an island that, you know, like Jurassic Park 2 is a good example where they're just like this family vacationing on an island, all of a sudden dinosaurs. Okay.
Yeah.
As darkness fell, the natives lit a campfire and invited us to sit with them. In a quiet moment, one of the village elders gave us a serious look and asked if we knew who had created humankind.
God, evolution, or don't know. I feel like, once again...
I love these questions, though, because some of them are like, they're very stressful, because you're like, I don't know, you're a native, so I don't know what you think, but it could be any of these.
I feel we're Charles Darwin, so evolution has to be the response.
It's in theme,
just
right?
Playing with character. Explain to him that in our opinion, humans were a natural result of evolution. He listened to us and our explanation in silence. Now we go to sleep. Oh, nothing happened. That's kind of scary, actually.
No, that's a good sign, I think.
Okay. So...
I was saying we should go for that elephant graveyard anyway.
Going.
We should have fought him
too
first.
Late. Well, we didn't have... I guess...
Surprise attack! At least it's only one crocodile.
Oh, 2 for everything, and she's already gone. Wow.
Yeah.
I got to do a thing, apparently. All right.
If we die here, that'll be really sad.
That'd be pathetic.
The whole idea is that each of your characters have a certain set of dice, and you combine them in different ways to cause different effects, which is so awesome. So, a good example is, and this is my favorite, so if you use the running guy, and you use the head for the brain, you do a headbutt, and now you can stun him and remove one of that crocodile's rows of dice. It's
all right.
super, super useful if you want to keep your guys
So
alive.
then we'll do it now. Kapow. Now he's stunned.
So shotgun is one of the other things that can combine with other dice. If you had the running man, you can do a point blank shot and I think do 5 points of damage, which is really awesome for just 2 dice.
Got it. All right, well, since we got the defense and a stun, I think that this is good.
Shotgun is super useful too because if you're fighting multiple enemies, you can do a burst attack and deal 3 damage to everyone.
Oh.
Yeah, really nice. Okay, there you go. Wow, that actually was an awesome roll. So use the shotgun and the running man.
Running man. Ooh. Oh, what is...
Oh, that's the shotgun blast. So that's the multi-attack. So point blank shot, that deals 5 damage. Whoa, well, that's a multi-attack too.
Okay,
but
fair enough. That's still fine.
See, I love how things combo though. It's so...
Oh, wait, no.
Why'd you do
crap.
that?
Because I'm stupid. I'm sorry.
You might have just screwed us.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, there you go.
It's fine. It's fine. Got it.
Wasted a bullet.
Shut up. As we departed, we became aware that our presence has attracted ferocious wildlife. Oh, what a surprise.
Hyenas or pansies. We can take them. So long as you don't get hit by hyenas.
I won't.
Have you?
I'm the hyena whisperer.
You might be. We'll scroll up, see if they followed you. Oh, yep, they're stalking you.
Nah.
You can lose them, but it's kind of hard.
We're gonna go...
I don't think you can sleep. They're gonna hunt you. Oh, so the other thing too, if you don't have medkits or a red mushroom,
she gonna die.
You guys are injured, and they'll heal over time, but it has a chance of getting infected. And if they get infected, then you only have a limited amount of time before they just die.
We're gonna do it.
Well, we'll find out. Okay, well, in the wilderness, it was nearly impossible to prevent an injury from becoming infected. Our Persian translator got infected. Ooh, we decided that it would be a good idea to stay here and catch our breath. This was the edge of despair. It was difficult to ignite fire, depressingly so. Tonight, we had a paranormal incident. The spirits of dead natives materialized in front of us. They mourned about their deaths caused by unnatural monsters that were breeding in a nearby cave. If we would avenge them and hunt down the monsters, they promised that we would find a worthwhile magical reward on their corpses. Super fun every time. I feel like every time I've seen them, it's been at like the point of deliriousness where I haven't had sanity for like 10 moves, and I'm like, really I would love to help you, but I'm gonna die.
Pow.
Bam.
Finish him, donkey. This is my donkey. Whoop. Dinner mate.
You know, dynamite. We approached a cave. The rocky maw led into a darkness of unknown depths. We need a torch in order to venture forth safely. If you don't have a torch, you can actually choose to explore the darkness, and you roll your dice. You actually have a pretty decent chance.
Yeah, it's true. A lot of times it turns out not very well for you.
No, you could lose characters from failing those.
It gets pretty extreme very quickly, and you're just like, what?
But I mean, if you're like...
Mr. Dumplers never made it out. We lit a torch and... Oh, notice how there's 3 bodies. How many spirits were there? We lit a torch and descended into the darkness. We found the place that native spirits had conveyed. Everything was rotten and covered in dust and webs. The split bones scattered across the floor. Before we were able to investigate further, we heard discomforting clicking sounds. It was too late when I realized we had made a terrible miscalculation. We were beset upon by a pack of giant arachnids. Fight! Sweet. Okay, so at least we weren't ambushed. I'm gonna use it anyway. We're probably gonna use it on this fight, right? I mean, let's be fair.
Actually, you could win this right now. Use the shotgun power blast and then use a stick of dynamite and you'll just kill all of them.
Will I?
Yeah, you'll take 2 damage on everyone.
She'll go down again.
Yeah, but she's gonna die anyway, so...
Oh, you know what? Here, let's do this. Defend.
I don't think that'll help reduce your damage.
We'll find out.
So that'll give you 3 shield, and then you could headbutt 1.
I was gonna do this in the dynamite and see if it helps. Probably won't, but it's worth a try.
I don't think it will. Yeah, buddy. Dead.
Did I take damage? I don't know.
You did.
Would deprive the dead of anything useful. What is this? Pumpkin lantern. Peculiar lantern made from a hollowed pumpkin. There's no rational explanation for its strong light source, but it seems to never deplete.
That's awesome.
So it's a forever torch?
It's a forever torch. So that must be the magical artifact that they were talking about?
Maybe. Plus spider legs, which
so
are worth a lot of money, and they can... Wow.
Wow, and they stack like crazy.
No joke. Find some things, maybe we can fix her. because we'll find a mushroom that might be able to heal her.
Oh, temple.
That's the temple.
What's in the temples? Oh, it's... After a long day of traveling, our trek arrived at a sacred temple that was built right into the face of the mountain. This was seemingly a sacred place for the people living in these lands. A large opening led inside. Okay, so this is the same deal. We carefully entered a well-preserved ceremonial chamber. A gold platform stood in its center. We found a ornamental goblet filled with... Oh, these are awesome! Okay, so we found an ornamental goblet filled with a strange liquid standing atop of the altar. Intuition told me that one of our number should drink from it.
One time I did this, and I got the bronze skin trait.
Ooh.
What did you get?
I've gotten two different things. I've gotten immunity from all diseases, and I've gotten increased regeneration.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think we should let James Sterling here. No, wait, no.
I say our soldier.
There we go. I thought.
Because we'll make him a super beast.
Oh, yeah. All right. Strange chalice. He looked at me for a brief moment, and then he drank it all in one go. As he drank from the chalice, I could have sworn I saw a ray of light coming down from the ceiling, suffusing him with a wondrous, almost hollowed aura. Some form of holy symbol had appeared on his forehead.
Whoa! That's a new one.
As we stepped through the temple portal of a huge stone tower behind us and sealed the portal, there was no way back inside. What does he have now?
So now he has holy marking, receives a strong standing bonus if this person was hallowed by the pagan gods. So I guess
if we go back in town, they'll be like, "Yo, you're awesome."
He'll be like, "You are a god." We're probably gonna be okay. But I promise
there was one time I lost one sanity, and immediately the next scene, it went to a cutscene, and one of my people died. It was one sanity.
I bet you everything that if you do that, you're gonna eat your donkey.
If I do this, you want to bet me?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I bet you my donkey.
Okay. Okay, you didn't eat
Looks like I get to keep my donkey. The golden period loomed above all. We didn't bring back a single instrument.
That's
that guy
okay.
could suck.
We'll lose a little bit of fame for that, but whatever.